It's my first time I record myself, so I apologize. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Worst Films from People's Reviews show. So today I have a 12 and 26-year-old who are willing to share their experience with their chosen worst film. So today, if you have watched a very bad film, I think you will end up with a thought of why you hate it and what changes that you could make a better one of the film. Is it the character, the director, or the whole plot? And that's all in your perspective. So let me start with the 26-year-old Laurie, who struggled to recall a very bad film, but eventually she found one. Let's watch.
One of the worst films I've ever seen probably is Snakes on a Plane. I think it was made in like 2006. I haven't seen it in years, but it has stuck with me because I thought it was so bad. It's cheesy without really being funny. It's not really even got a plot. Basically, all these snakes are released on a plane because there's a guy that's serving as a witness for a big crime thing, and it's really unbelievable. The snake CGI effects are terrible. All the characters are like caricatures, they're all stereotypes. So there's literally nobody of interest. None of the characters are interesting. It's very cringy the entire way through, and very predictable. Just classic. But also unbelievable at the same time. Like, absolutely never happened. Maybe saved by having Samuel L. Jackson in it, and just, I don't know, his voice and charisma probably makes it slightly better than it otherwise would have been. If I was to, I don't know, redirect it, first of all, I probably wouldn't make it. I really don't like films that add to like the phobia of all these animals that actually you don't need to be scared of. So all the animals like Jaws, it just led to everybody hating sharks even more than they need to, and same with snakes. But if I was going to direct it, I would probably change all of the lines and change all of the plot, and get people that could act. Make it less cringy, or if you're going to go full cringe, then at least make it funny as well. And maybe if you remade it now, the effects would be better, so the snakes wouldn't be quite so like laughable.
And now here's the 12-year-old Katie, who's obsessed with anime, but surprisingly, she found one which was very boring and didn't match her taste.
Okay, so the anime is called Lucky Star. It's a comedy and a slice of life. Personally, one of the things I dislike would be the art style, however, that's a personal opinion. And as for the other reason I dislike it, it would be that even though it's meant to be a slice of life, I personally think some of the conversations between the main characters seem quite forced, which was really off-putting for the anime.
Okay, what about the genre of that anime?
The genres are comedy and slice of life.
So you mean that you don't like comedy genres of animes?
Well, it's not specifically the genre that bothers me, but it's the fact that I think with it being a slice of life, it seemed quite forced.
So since you don't like that anime, so you wouldn't recommend it to anyone to watch it?
Well, I don't think I would normally recommend it, but then again, I think it depends on the person and if they're more into that type of anime. My main problem with it is in the dialogue, though, as I said before, I do think it sounds quite forced.
In what term?
I just think the conversations between the characters don't seem like a conversation anyone would actually have, and that might be because it's obviously trying to be comedic, but I'm not sure if that came across too well.
So thank you, Katie and Laurie, for being part of the Worst Films from People's News show. But what about you? Have you watched a film which was just a waste of time? Let me know through your comments so I can share them out for you. Here is Mariam. Thank you very much for watching and stay tuned until next week's episode. You know, man.